What's going on? It's Kevo Bato, and I'm back with another Batocera video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can take a Mac Mini like this and turn it into the ultimate gaming device that plays up to GameCube, PlayStation 2, and even some modern Windows games. But you know me, let's not waste any more time, and let's get right into the video. Coming up here in a second, I'm going to show you how you can take 30 to 40 USD and get you a Mac Mini like this with specs similar to these and turn it into the ultimate gaming device. Now, I actually had a viewer send me this Mac Mini here, so it came ready to go. And so what I'm doing is I'm loading it up with the custom Batocera build, and I'm gonna send it right back to him. Let's go ahead and shop for this Mac Mini on eBay. We're gonna go on the computer, shop this Mac Mini. Once we do that, then we'll load Batocera onto it, and then we will enjoy playing it. I'll show off some of the games, show off the Batocera build that I put on this machine. Let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so what do you say we go do some shopping? Now, I've been working on this video for a few months, and I've been waiting for the perfect time to drop it, and it's now. Because here, and I'll leave the link in the description, you can get a 2014 Mac Mini with 8 gigs of RAM and a hard drive for $33. Come on. He's got 99.6 positive, sold so much stuff. He's got 11 of these and he's already sold 9. There is some shipping involved, but I've been waiting until the prices were reasonable, and there are some other listings that I can show off here in a minute, but there's really no need when you can find something like this. So he has 11 of these available. I'll try to get this video out. Hopefully I can get the video out before the sale ends and while there's still some here. Long story short, you want to go into eBay and you want to search for Mac Mini 2011. And that's only if there aren't any more Mac Minis for this price at 2014. So I'm going to leave the link for this specific one in the description. But if there aren't any more of these, then you're going to want to search for 2011 Mac Mini, and they're going to show you all kinds of them. It's almost like I didn't even type 2011 in there. So but you're just going to want to find one that's between 30 and I would say 30 and $45. I wouldn't get anything over 45 bucks because they're really not worth it. These aren't perfect machines now. I don't want people to see this video and think, holy cow, you know, this is a golden grail. But this is a very good price. And it comes with, holy cow, he's got multiples. Okay, good. So either way, you'll have a chance to get one because he's got some of this and some of that. But this has 8 gigs of RAM and 500 gig hard drive that comes with it for $33, and it's a 2014. The video today I'm showing you is on a 2011 Mac Mini. And a 2014, I actually know because the same viewer that sent me this 2011 Mac Mini also sent me a 2014 Mac Mini. So I know the difference in the speed and the, you know, what you can get at. The main thing you need to look for is the storage, because as you can see, this doesn't have any. So just make sure whichever one you get comes with storage and comes with RAM. So storage and RAM. Now, again, you see you've got this right here, but it's only got 4 gigs of RAM. You really want it to have 8 gigs of RAM, but you can make sure it's got some RAM, you know. Here's one here. This is the exact one I have, and it's got our best offer. So shoot him, you know, $30, 35 bucks, and see what he says. It's got 800 gigabyte SSD and 8 gigs of RAM. I think that's really enough shopping. You get the general idea. You want to stay under $50 for sure. You want to look for a 2011 or newer, and if you're lucky, you want it to have 8 gigs of RAM, but it needs to come with some RAM and a drive. So those are the prerequisites for this purchase here. Don't go and grab the wrong thing and then come crying to Kev saying that, oh, it's not working, or oh, it didn't come with this, you know? Anyways, that's going to wrap up this portion, the shopping portion of the video. Type in Mac Mini 2011 and see what you can snag for the low. Let's move on to how I install Batocera on this. Let's go ahead and get in the next portion of the video. Can you believe that I'm so lazy that I'd rather wait 3 hours for Batocera to install through Batocera? So if you didn't know, you could go into the Batocera main menu and install Batocera onto a disk. So right now I'm booted off of this and I'm installing onto this. And it's gonna take a million hours. But I decided I'd rather do that than take the 5 minutes and take the drive out and just flash it. All right, after that last clip, I'm sure you got questions. If you've never installed Batocera before, you're wondering what the heck was that? If you have, then you're wondering what the heck was that? So basically, you can boot Batocera off a USB drive, which most people know and probably do. But while booted off that drive, you can go into the Batocera settings and you can install Batocera to the internal drive of the machine. And that's what I did. Now, if all that sounds confusing still, don't worry. We're going to go ahead and dive right into it right now with 2 downloads. First, go ahead and head to your browser and you're going to search Batocera. And you're going to click the first link. You're going to go to download. Now for this Mac specifically, you're just going to click download here. And then you're going to save this wherever you want to save it. And you're going to click save. Now, while that's downloading, go ahead and search up Balena Etcher. It's right here. And you can click the first link. And you can go ahead and click download Etcher. And we're going to download the first link. So once you have the Batocera image extracted, before you extract it, it'll say GZ. So just make sure you extract the image and you install Balena Etcher. All right, once you have Batocera extracted and Balena Etcher installed, you're going to go ahead and open Balena Etcher. Now, this is the point of the video where you have to decide if you got that Mac Mini, are you going to remove the drive and install Batocera directly to it? If so, this is the step that you would need to do that. Or if you're going to do it the lazy, but still efficient way, if you don't feel like opening up this Mac Mini, or maybe if you don't have the tools or the know-how, then just grab a flash drive or an external drive and plug it into the Mac Mini. I'll show here in a second me doing it and all that fancy stuff. But on your Windows PC, grab an external drive and plug it in. All right, now that we've got our drives plugged in, like I said, it could be a USB flash drive, a little thumb drive, preferably not. This is going to take way longer if that's the case. But an external drive is best. Or if you took the drive out of your Mac Mini and you're at this point, go ahead and connect that, probably with a little external adapter or enclosure. However you're going to do that, go ahead and connect it to your computer. And we're going to click Flash from File. Now we're going to choose the Batocera image. We're going to click Open. Now we're going to go to select the target. For me, it's going to show the drive here. For hidden, it's going to keep any drive that has Windows or, anything like that. It's going to keep that stuff hidden. So don't mess with those. But yeah. So the top one's most likely going to be your drive. It's going to give you a warning if the size is large, but you can ignore that because, see, large drive. This is a large drive. Yeah, I know. I'm creating the ultimate gaming little doodad. Yeah, it's a large drive. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and choose your drive. It doesn't have to be large, but it has to be at least 16 gigabytes. If you're going to do the method of installing Batocera from that flash drive, so on to the internal drive of the Mac Mini. So either way, if it's your, the drive that you pulled out of the Mac Mini, make sure you choose it. We're going to click select. And now we're going to click flash. It's going to warn you, you need to triple, quadruple check that this is the drive that you're using. I'm using a little Sabrent adapter, so I know for sure this is it. I don't even have to question it, but you just need to triple, quadruple check. Also, it's saying it's large, but I don't care. Then you're going to go ahead and click yes, and you're going to click yes again. And you're just going to let it do its thing. Now I'm going to fast forward so that you don't have to wait. But When we come back, we will have Batocera on our drive. Anyways, once you get this screen here, you can rip the flash drive out of your machine and put it into your Mac Mini. Yeah, now I have this bad boy sticking out of the back of this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this upstairs and I'm gonna plug it in to my router, because fun fact, this 2011 Mac has very slow Wi-Fi. I don't know, I'm assuming it can only get 2.5 gigahertz with blah, 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 blah. Anyways, it's slow as shit. So I'm gonna take it upstairs, plug it into my router, my modem, whatever, and we'll continue from up there because it's time to boot into Batocera. All right, now we're upstairs and you see I've got the cheap ass Mac here, and then I've got some cheap ass peripherals. You're gonna need a mouse and keyboard. Don't worry about how dusty they are. This is just $1 peripherals, $1. So don't judge me. It's the $30 Mac. Anyways, now all we've got to do, the Mac's off right now. It's plugged in. I've got everything plugged in. You see it's all fancy. Like, that didn't sound good. But I've got a Windows keyboard, and you probably will too, because chances are that you're not going to have a Mac keyboard. And if you do, then the button's going to be different that you need to click. I'll leave it on the screen now. But if you've got a Windows-based keyboard, which is most of us, you're going to hold down the Alt, and you're going to cut on the Mac Mini. So see if I can do that with one. Nah, we'll just cut it on real quick, and then hold Alt. Just make sure you hold Alt. Hold Alt. Keep holding Alt. Keep holding Alt. Boom. Now, when you get to this screen, you're just going to scroll over. You see we've got UEFI boot on this. We need to go over to this. So, use the keyboard, use the right arrow. Then I'm going to click enter. And now we're booting into Batocera. Woo! The first time you boot into Batocera, it's going to go through a bunch of stuff. It might take a while. It's going to, yeah, it's just going to do its thing. But now we booted into Batocera. Now, so if you already installed Batocera directly to the hard drive inside of this thing, then you can skip this step. Otherwise, you go ahead and proceed and boot Batocera off the flash drive, and we'll get into the next step. All right, now that you've booted into Batocera for the first time on the $30 Mac Mini that you picked up, oh, I can't believe I found that deal for them so cheap. Anyways, once you've booted in for the first time, you need to go down to network settings. And then you're going to go ahead and connect that bad boy to the internet. Now, if you have anything older than a 2012, I believe you really want to plug it in through Ethernet like I have here. You see, I don't even have Wi-Fi on because the Wi-Fi is just so slow. That's your warning now. If you picked up one of the 2014 Macs from the link that I shared, then you're probably good with Wi-Fi or Ethernet. But anyways, make sure you connect your machine to the internet. Now, very quickly, if you've already flashed the internal drive with Batocera, then you can skip this step. This is only if you flash to a USB drive or external drive. So if you've already flashed the internal drive, if you took the drive out of the Mac Mini, flash that drive and then put it back in, you're done. These steps are for us lazy people who didn't feel like opening up the Mac Mini. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to System Settings. And then we're going to go down, down, down until we get to Install on a new disk. Now from here, it's going to ask you the target device. I don't have any options because it's already on the boot drive, but let's pretend that where it says USB flash drive, let's pretend that that is the internal drive. So all you're going to do is you're going to click on your internal drive. Whatever the storage space is, it should say it there. So you see all that's showing up for me is the flash drive because I'm already booted from the internal drive. So once you click that, you're going to leave target architecture at what it is. You're going to flip this "Are you sure?" switch, and you're going to click install. And then you're going to wait for forever. So that wraps up installing Batocera into the internal disk. Now we'll go through and I'll just kind of show you some of the stuff that I've done with this Batocera machine. I've really jam-packed the 2 terabyte drive that's in here and pushed this poor little 2011 Mac Mini to its limits. But let's go ahead and get to showing the last portion of this video. All right. After you finish installing Batocera to the internal drive, whether that be a few steps ago when you took the drive out of the machine and flashed Batocera directly, or whether that be now when you did the lazy way like me and installed Batocera using that USB stick or external drive. Once that's complete, you can go ahead and turn off your Batocera machine. You can go ahead and remove the flash drive or external drive, and then you can go ahead and turn that machine back on. Once that machine's back on, you'll be at a screen that looks like this. And I mean, you're just about ready. We'll go through a couple more steps to get your machine started off, and we'll be good to go. So one of the first things that we're going to do, again, once you reinstall Batocera to that internal drive, you need to go back and reconnect to the internet. So let's go ahead and do that now. Go to network settings and go ahead and either turn on your Wi-Fi or make sure that bad boy is plugged into Ethernet, because you're going to need internet. Now, one of the first things that we're going to do with the new Batocera machine is add BIOS, add a few games, and download a theme. So what I'll do is go ahead and show you how you can download the BIOS. So the first thing you're going to do is go look down in the link in the description, and you're going to find the link to my Discord channel. Now over there on my Discord, I've got a resource page with everything that you need. And as you can see, that resource tab is right here. And there's going to be a few different things in here that you can use to your advantage. All right, now that you got your BIOS and your ROMs downloaded, you're going to need to add those to an external drive, kind of like how you did with Batocera, because you're going to need to plug those into this machine so that you can add them. Another way would be adding the BUA and adding the desktop mode. If we click F1 to go to our file manager. So like I was saying before, as you can see, I've already installed the desktop add-on to my machine. So with this, that just makes it a little easier because I've already got Google Chrome and I've already got PZip. So I can download and extract the files, BIOS and games files right from here. So if you want to download and add the desktop to your new little $30 Mac Mini, then you can watch that video. I'll leave the time card in the top right. But anyways, once you have those BIOS that I showed you how to get, then you're going to add them to your machine like so. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. All right, so back over here, as you can see, I've got the BIOS pack here. This is for sure what you need. As far as the games, that's up to you. But I've got the BIOS pack here. All you're going to do is take this BIOS folder, copy it, and you're going to go out here, user data. So we're in the share directory. So we're from share. You'll take your BIOS and you'll copy it here. You see, we've already got a BIOS file here. So when we go to paste it, it's going to ask us, do we want to replace it? And we click overwrite. I'm not going to do it here now, but you just click overwrite because your BIOS folder is currently empty. So once you add the BIOS, whatever ROMs you have, you throw them in the ROMs folder. So we've got the ROMs folder here, and we've got folders labeled for every single game console name. All right, so now you see you've got folders for every single game console name. So if you've got Nintendo 64 games, you put them in the Nintendo 64 folder. If you've got Nintendo DS games, you put them in the NDS folder, and so on and so forth. As you can see, I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. GBA, GBC, Game Boy. So I showed you where to put the BIOS. I showed you where to put the ROMs. This isn't a full, hey, how to set up Batocera each and every little way. This is just showing off how I turned this Mac Mini, this $30 Mac Mini, into the ultimate game console. So what I'll do now, since I've added the BIOS, I've added my ROMs, I'll go ahead and download the theme, and we'll be on our way. So let me go ahead and download the theme now, and then I'll show off this awesome build. I've used and use Retrobat and Batocera, and I downloaded this theme, this one right here, this Hyperbat theme. I downloaded it on Retrobat a couple times now, and it takes like 30 seconds. It's around a gigabyte. It takes like 30 seconds. On Batocera, It takes like 30 minutes. I do not understand why it takes so long. And you might be thinking, oh, maybe your speeds are slow, blah, 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 blah. Well, let's go take a freaking look. Let's go take a look. Oops, I can't do that. Let's go take a look. F1. All right, applications. All right. Firefox. It's going to take a second. All right. Now we're in Firefox. Speed test. We're going for a speed test. Speed test. Boom. Speed test. Run speed test. So I don't want to hear anything about my speeds. The Wi-Fi is perfectly fine. Uploads suck, but that's besides the point. Make any sense? All right, anyways, the rant is over. Let me know in the comments below, have you noticed that it takes forever to download stuff in Batocera, or is it just me? Am I tripping? Anyways, back to the video. All right, now I just finished installing that theme, so let me go ahead and activate it now. I'm going to use interface settings, theme, and I'm going to change it to my fancy pants theme that I waited for forever to download. So, boom. All right, and there's the theme there that I downloaded for a million hours. So now that I've showed you how to add BIOS, now that I showed you how to add ROMs and games, and we've added a theme, now I can just go through and give you the preview and kind of walkthrough of everything that I've done with this console. So what we'll do now is we'll go through, I'll show you all of the collections that I've added, and we'll show you some of the games list. And then we'll be able to wrap up this video. So because I use the 2011 Mac Mini, it's got like a second gen Intel chip in it. So I can't play everything. But as you can see, I've added all of the good stuff. And it can play up to PS2. So you know I had to go in and add 276 PS2 games. There's so many, holy cow. But yeah, so you see I've got 276 PS2 games, 82 PSP games. How many PlayStation? 274 PlayStation games. Anyways, yeah, you get the idea. It's just, I've tried to pack it as full as I could. And again, this one has a 2 terabyte drive in it. So it's completely full. I think it's got like 80 gigabytes free. You see we've even got some Final Burn Neo in here. This is all of the, oops. That's all of the arcade games there. And then we'll just continue on checking it out. What I'll do is, I'll go ahead and shut up unless there's something interesting I need to say, because we're getting close to the end of the video. But if you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you really like what you saw, subscribe! Come on! I'm gonna finish showing off these games, and then I'll catch you in the next video.
Throws caution to the wind.